welcome to the 245 podcast, where that's the number of pops that I drink in a month.
No way.
I believe it.
Was that Mountain Dew, Mitch? Mitch drinks so much Mountain Dew.
Yeah, where at least like 75% of that is Mountain Dew.
I was with Mitch once when he drank 10 cans of pop in a day.
Yeah.
This summer.
Yep.
That's crazy.
When was that? When did he do that?
That was at the cabin.
Oh, jeez. Man.
Yeah.
What's your go-to pop, Mitch? Is it Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Okay. You just drink a lot of Mellow Yellow here at school because they don't have Mountain
That's
Dew.
because they have Coke products, not Pepsi products.
Ah, I see.
So I settle for it. But if there's Mountain Dew, I'll take that.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to the first or second episode, we talked about freshman year. This episode, we're talking about our sophomore year in high school. It's me in the studio with Big Mike, obviously, because he's always here. And then we got Mitch and Evan, because they were both with us in high school too.
Yep.
And Josh is on the phone.
I am also here, yeah.
Captain Sad.
Well, Josh hopefully is excited to be here with us
I
today.
am so excited. I'm ecstatic.
Sophomore year was an interesting year, wasn't it, boys?
They all were.
They all were interesting years.
Yeah.
It was an interesting year full of many memes and just a lot of stuff happened.
I'm looking at the memes and trends page, and yeah, I think it's the longest one of all 4 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one made the most extensive list.
And we need to get to some of those. But what do we want to start out talking about? What's the hallmark trait of sophomore year?
I have a very strong opinion about this.
Okay, shoot.
Me and Mandy started dating.
I have that on my list actually. But
So that's
like
the
in-
hallmark
name
trait
change.
of all of our freshman years, Joey.
No, this is sophomore year, Josh.
Sorry, sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the biggest event for our group.
No. I think the biggest event of our group was actually, like Evan just told or said to us, is the Avail name change. I feel like
No way. Was that this year?
that was
That
the
was
sophomore year.
Oh, wow.
So
It's a little bit bigger than you and Mandy.
Yeah. yeah,
No.
it's bigger.
No.
So because Avail used to be called Calvin Christian, and then it switched to Avail Academy. We didn't really see it coming, but it happened. We're here. We are now. That was an interesting way to start off the year because they announced the name on back to school night, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you remember it?
Which was like 2 nights before school started.
Yeah.
It was like a billboard, wasn't it? Or like a poster thing that they like revealed the
Yeah. So
picture of the rhino.
So was it one of you that was with me in like the back of the room?
I think that was me.
Yes, because it was just you and me, and we were chilling in the back. And then Josh, it was your dad that announced the name change, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And I remember just it being really quiet, like right after they announced it, because everyone was a little bit like, what?
What?
Because we had gotten the announcement that it was changing like a month before, like in the mail or something. That's how we found out.
Yeah, first time I heard about it, I was in the Blaine gym with my dad, and then they announced all of the stuff, Avail Academy or the Valor, and then our mascot's a rhino, and then they had to talk about like a little bit of each thing, and then I just remember being like, interesting connections.
Yeah,
that
well,
was weird.
Yeah, like just as the night went on, it just was like, first they announced Avail, and I was like, huh, that's an interesting name for a school. And then they were like, oh yeah, we're the Valor. I'm like, huh. I thought like if you go Avail, like interesting name for a school, you go pretty normal, like let's just be like the elephants or something like that.
I don't think that's very normal.
But
I feel
something
like rhino is more normal than
But
an
you know,
elephant.
Let's
like-
be the flower
Yeah.
pots, guys.
But you know what I'm saying? Like we had to explain what Avail meant. I like really didn't want to explain what our mascot was too. So then it was the Valor, which is like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then our mascot is a rhino. This is weird.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Guys, fun fact, I knew we were Avail like 3 days before you all did because they announced it at the teacher work
Oh,
day.
I was there
yeah,
with you,
did
Josh.
too, Mike.
That's
Teacher's
where I
kid.
found it out. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was at a teacher work day, and I think me, Mike, Jalen, and Adele were like we played some worship songs for all the teachers, and then we were there when they announced it. So we got the head start and had to keep a secret.
They were like, "Don't tell anyone."
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell my family.
Nope.
I probably could have, and they wouldn't have known, but it's fine. I didn't. Just for the record, I did not tell my family.
Mike's not a spoiler.
No.
Well, that was kind of the big event that kicked off our sophomore year. But I think let's talk about podcasts, because that seems relevant to us doing a podcast currently.
Yeah, so we did podcasts in history class with Mr. Teen. My podcast was called, Evan, you were in my podcast. It was me, you, Carolina, and Grace. Remember, it was History Zap.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yep.
Yep.
And
That's
Joey,
fun.
you were with
That
me,
was
right?
fun.
Yep, I was with you, Sam, Madeline, and somebody
Olivia,
else.
I think.
I think you were with Olivia.
Olivia,
We
yep.
were the American Antiquities podcast.
Yeah. I just remember watching the videos because we had really quality audio because my phone was like hooked up to the mic that we were using. And then I had to like record it as a video. So I just had some great videos of us just wasting
Yep.
time because the podcasts weren't that long. They were only like
Yeah, they were
15 minutes or
15-ish.
something.
Yours were 15 minutes.
And we got the whole class period to work on it. So, and we just couldn't stop laughing at dumb stuff. So,
I think ours were like 5 minutes.
Yeah, ours were shorter.
oh, really?
Yeah.
We were kind of like stuck to the point. We didn't really goof off.
No.
We wanted that good grade, you know.
Yeah.
No.
It was an interesting dynamic between the four of us.
Yeah.
Because me and Evan, like, we weren't like, me and I wasn't really like huge friends with any of you guys yet sophomore year. So like, obviously me and Evan were both like the boys in our grade, but yeah, it's just a weird dynamic at that
Yeah.
time. Mitch, who was in your group? What was your podcast name?
I don't remember the podcast name, but I know it was me, Ben Laberty, and Ethan.
Oh, God.
No way.
That is a powerhouse.
Yeah. I mean, Ben was just kind of a history geek, so, you know, it was pretty easy. He liked to talk about all this stuff. I just remember we would intro and outro all of our podcasts with the Want a Sprite Cranberry commercial featuring LeBron James. So we just had that song playing. It was like, Want a Sprite Cranberry? And then that was just kind of how it faded out
That's kind
and
of sick.
faded in.
I don't know why we
So-
spent so much time looking for an intro song when we could have just done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Use some
kind of
meme song.
Sprite
yeah.
Cranberry.
Want a Sprite Cranberry?
So that was one of our biggest projects of the year. Another one of the big projects, what was it called? Like the marginalization
They renamed it.
Olive Branch. There's a bunch of different names for it, but that big project we did in, what class was that? Was that language arts?
language arts with Miss Weiberdink.
Yep.
Yep. And we had to present on, so my group was homeless community. We got to like make like homeless bags. I remember we went to like a place where like homeless women and their kids could go. We had to do a lot of researching and interviewing on that. What were you guys in?
I was with Ben and Grace, and we were the blind and deaf.
What?
And-
Sorry, I didn't.
Joey. So insensitive of you.
Dude, our audience is not going to get that.
You're,
And that's
you're right.
fine. That's all right.
You're
They'll have
right.
to figure it out for themselves.
I'll cut that.
No,
That's
they will
not
definitely get
okay.
that. Do not cut that. It's a good joke.
All right. Anyway, so we just talked about the blind and deaf communities and how society tends to mistreat them. I interviewed my own grandpa because he is blind. He's been blind for like 40 years.
Dang.
So yeah, that was pretty special for me, at least.
Yeah, I don't even really remember what group I was in, to be honest. I don't know. I was trying to think. Was there like one like Youth for Kids one or like Hope
No,
for
that
Kids?
was our seventh
No,
grade
that-
project, Evan.
That was seventh grade. Okay.
Hope for Youth.
Yeah, Hope for Youth.
You
I
guys
don't
did that in
even
middle
remember.
school. Evan's he's
Yeah, I'll
losing it.
kind of jumble together.
Okay, Evan doesn't remember. Joey, how about you?
I think I was in the Native American group.
No,
with-
you weren't.
tis-
That was Josh.
Wait, what group was I in?
You were in the mental health group.
Oh,
Me and Joey were
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I remember.
You know what I remember doing in that class? Playing Fortnite Mobile. when we would have
Dude, yeah, it's
time to go work. I have some great videos of you just with Fortnite Mobile right behind your laptop. Oh my goodness. There was
Wait, whose group were you in?
I was with Joey. I remember
Oh,
this.
so you both
It was
forgot.
m-
Now you both remember. Maybe you didn't remember because you both played Fortnite Mobile.
Yeah, maybe. I think we got a good grade though.
yeah, I
That's
think
all
we
that
did.
matters
I don't
in the end.
remember I don't remember the girls in our group because they didn't play Fortnite Mobile with
either.
us.
I thought it was just us two.
Oh my gosh.
Was it?
No.
No, there had to be other people.
Yeah, there was.
I remember interviewing my
We couldn't
dad.
do a project by ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Except History Day where we made
Dude.
it to state.
Yeah, come on, give me some love. Clutch that out. That was insane.
Weird flex, but okay.
That was a good time. But anyway, yes, I was not in the Native American group. I was in the mental health group.
I, however, was in the Native American group with the very same Eli Sorensen that we talked about last episode and Tasana Kruger.
Oh yeah.
And it was actually kind of a fun project because I learned a lot, and Tasana is very passionate about that stuff. And I don't know, we watched some documentaries, did a lot of good research, and it turned out good.
All I remember, well, not all I remember a lot of things, but one thing I remember from the research period of that project, which was basically the whole thing. Actually, no, this was the end when we were making our slides. It was me, Carolina, Madeline, and Ethan in a group together. And Ethan could not make it to this one, but me, Madeline, and Carolina went to Starbucks, Madeline's choice, to go work on our presentation. And the entire 3 hours that we were there, me and Carolina did a lot of the work, and Madeline spent almost the entire time on FaceTime with some boy that I don't know, but she didn't really do a lot, which kind of frustrated us. So
Understandably
that's
so.
what I remember from that end period.
That's strange.
No way. I can't believe we haven't heard of this story before.
Have I not told you guys this?
I don't think so.
No, I've never heard of this.
No, yeah. So we were.
Mike went on a date with 2 girls at once.
That's not what
That's the
happened.
moral.
That's what I'm hearing.
Even though I was dating one of them at the time, but that's besides the point.
That is
Hey,
not
yo.
beside the point.
Wait, you were dating Carolina sophomore year? That was sophomore year?
Yeah, that was during then.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember you guys flirting hardcore during that project.
Same.
I don't know how we ended up. I know that we didn't. We each had homelessness as our first choice, but we didn't know that each other had that. It is
It was
Same
it was meant
wavelength,
to be.
I guess.
Clicked.
It was. And then Madeline and Ethan were in a group. And yeah, that was frustrating during that Starbucks time because she wasn't really talking to us about the project. She was kind of doing some slides, but not a ton. So kind of frustrating, but we got through it.
Well, I think that's enough about actual school projects. How about let's talk about various types of memes. So we have on our list Vanderglen advisory memes, but I also have a whole lot of sophomore memes and trends that we can briefly touch on.
I can explain. So we were, as we said last episode, we were in advisories, and me and Joy were in the same advisory. And that year, around January, we started doing Vanderglen advisory memes, where we would make memes about stuff that was happening in our advisory, and we would spend the entire advisory period of SIP, which is independent projects where you could research your own project. Everyone would spend the entire hour making memes, and Mr. V got really mad at us at one point because we were just slacking off on everything. But there were some gold ones in there.
Dude, there were some fire memes. I thought the starter packs were so
Yeah,
good.
someone was making starter packs for each person in the advisory, and that was pretty fun.
It was Tasana, I think, and they were really
that
good.
is true. It was Tasana.
Tasana was making memes.
Tasana was making memes.
That
That's
was a
surprising to
sleeper
me.
there. I did not think that Tasana would be making memes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what were some of the memes in our whole class that we had?
A lot of them aren't memes, they're just trends that happened that year. At the very top of the list, and it's funny because so many of these we still do, but the first 2 are dabbing and whipping. So I guess sophomore year was the year those became popular.
I literally just whipped earlier in this podcast. Did you see that, guys?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it, Evan. Yeah,
Like I said,
Oh, that's
a
funny.
lot of them we still do.
you got that right.
it's hard to believe that I'm going to go through the list and see how many of these like are still a part of our vocabulary or like activities. So dabbing and whipping. Next we have it really do be like that. Do we still say that?
We don't say that enough. We got to bring that back.
Yeah.
It really do be like that.
Yeah, that was another one. The next is all the forms of the word yeet. So yeet, yote, yeeted, yoted on, yoink, yoinked, and YAHT, yacht.
And yacht.
I think the word yeet has kind of died because I don't hear
It
anyone
has a
say that
little.
anymore.
I still use it a little. and it's
I
embarrassing.
use it
but-
like here and there.
Yeah, I think it needs to die because it's been around too long, but I still use it occasionally.
There's something that's just so perfect about like when you just absolutely blast a soccer ball or something, or like chuck a football and just to go yeet and then do it.
I agree. It's satisfying.
It definitely gives you like 20% more power.
Oh yeah, for sure. Speaking of power, next one is weird flex but okay, and sub-bulleted we have
I just said
flex
that.
weird okay but, and weird contraction of your muscle fibers but I raise no objection.
That one was so good.
Yeah.
Just the over explanation of
Yeah.
it. Oh, that's
But
so
that's funny because Mitch, you literally said, or no, yeah, it was Mitch when they said
Yeah, I
the,
did.
the History Day thing. You used it.
Made it to state.
Yep. And you said,
So I guess that still comes around every once in a while.
yep. We have, I'm going down and seeing what we still use. Oh, I can't hear you. What? Joey literally just used that joke.
Yep.
Joey still brings that one out every once in a while.
I do. My dad makes that joke so much. So then it's just like ingrained in my brain that every time anyone talks about like being deaf or I can't see or anything like that, you just say what?
And I don't know how many times it's happened, but every time Joey does that, I like do a double take and like start to re-explain like, oh, you didn't hear. And then I just look at him and he's smiling and I'm like, shoot, you got me. Pretty humiliating.
realized-
Yeah, that's the best part about it is that people fall for it all the
Yeah, 'cause
time
it's just-
because it's just so short.
Yep. All right. Farther down the list, we got when you walk in. Was that just something we said, or was that from a video or something?
Mitch?
I think that's from a video. I think it was popularized by Sam.
When
Yeah.
you
I
walk
think he
in.
found it somewhere. But it was just like when you walking.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's like when you're walking, you're like when you walking.
When you're walking.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just going down the hallway when you walk.
when you walking.
And then we have just gonna send it. I thought I was dead. Larry and Ticer, the goat.
Classic.
Did that originate in Winter Sports IBU?
Which one?
Just gonna send it. I feel like we started saying that in Winter Sports IBU.
I think yeah, because there was that video of the guy who was going over like
Yeah, Larry
ski
and
jumps
Ticer.
or something with the
Snowmobile.
snowmobile,
Oh,
and we were
yeah.
doing that with like
With fat bikes.
bikes.
Yeah.
With fat bikes. Okay, winter sports we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Because Mitch wasn't in it.
I wasn't in it.
Mitch?
Mitch, you want to tell the folks where you were when we were all in winter sports?
So yeah, all the boys were in winter sports IBU, and I'm in a relationship at this point, so I'm like relationally obligated to be in the same one as my girlfriend, and she was in dance IBU. But knowing me, I'm a pretty active guy. I like dancing, so it wasn't the worst. It was actually pretty fun. So yeah, I was there.
The person I was dating was also in dance IBU.
Mike didn't feel relationally obligated.
I did not feel relationally obligated to be in dance IBU because you know where I wanted to be? Winter sports with the boys because obviously winter sports is the best. So we did a lot of stuff.
Hold on. I got to talk about one thing. We got to talk about the presentation for the dance IBU. So, right at the end.
Should we explain IBU in general first?
Yeah, we should probably do that. You want to explain it, Josh?
Yeah, I got you. So IBU, basically sometime after Christmas, usually it was mid-February, our school would take a 3-week break in the trimester. We did trimesters. And during that time, we would split up into 4 different activities, and they were called inquiry-based units, IBU. That's what the acronym was. And basically, all the students would submit ideas, then the teachers would decide on 4 of those ideas to turn into a 3-week kind of curriculum that was driven by experience and research and just basically getting out and learning about something new. So our sophomore year, the 4 IBUs, we've mentioned winter sports, dancing. Do you guys remember what the other 2 were that year?
There was either baking or cooking. They did those 2 years in a row, so it was one of those 2.
Then I don't. Yeah,
And I don't remember the 4th one.
either. But that was IBU.
Was it puzzles and games?
Oh no, it was the horse one.
Oh, it was a horse one. Yeah.
Equestrial. Yeah.
For all the
Yeah.
horse girls, just yeah. It was like 4 people interested.
There was like 3 people on that one.
Anyways, Joey, tell us about the at the end of the 3 weeks, each group had to do like a presentation about what they learned. So the dance presentation was pretty interesting. But Joey, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're in the upper room, which is where the church does like their youth group and stuff. So we're all in this giant circle around the outside, and I don't know if I was sitting next to one of you or something like that. But all of a sudden, they're going through the presentations. They're doing some dances, and then Mitch comes out with his girlfriend and like models a dance. What was the name of the dance?
I don't remember.
Oh no, you were just going through like a bunch of them or something.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny just for me to sit there and watch. Like, this is a simp in action right here. He could have been in winter sports going fat biking, sledding, all sorts of good stuff, but no, he's dancing. And then he has to like, every time they change dances, he would say the name of the dance, and I don't know why, but I just found that so funny, and it was just such a good time. I just enjoyed watching Mitch dance because he's actually a really good dancer for
Yeah,
one.
Mitch
I mean,
kills
that
it.
was
Yeah, I think I kind of killed it. So like,
yeah. Look out for him at my wedding.
it wasn't funny at like in an embarrassing way. It was just funny just because of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the rest of us, the other 4 of us, were in winter sports IBU where we went downhill skiing twice.
Oh my goodness, yes, it was
We
so
went
much fun.
Curling. We went fat biking,
And I think we went sledding.
snowshoeing.
Snowshoeing.
Evan, I have like so many good pictures of you from winter sports IBU. That was like the golden age. One in particular that we won't mention.
We all know.
We have a
That's
lot
a
of
legendary
great
picture.
pictures from that IBU.
You know what also happened during that IBU?
What?
The call with Dr. Scuddiga.
Oh yeah.
Should I?
Ooh, let's talk about that.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
I remember this.
Oh, perfect. She's not the president anymore, so that's good. So, okay, here's the thing. So we wanted to go ice skating on the rink. The thing is, Avail had a policy that was pretty recent. I think it was the year before. Some girl slipped and got a concussion, so we had to wear helmets when we were ice skating. So we thought. So we were gonna check in and try to figure it out. So I was like, who do I have to call to like figure this out? And I don't know. I thought Dr. Scuddigo, which was the president of the school at that point, and an individual may or may not have been Josh's older brother, Caleb Cruz, gives me
Call him out.
a number. I honestly thought that it was like her office number. I thought that it would go over great. Turns out Caleb had found a list of all the teachers' personal phone numbers, and he just took a picture of it. He didn't use it or anything, but that was the number he gave me. So I go to the stairwell, and I just like call Dr. Scuddiga, and was just like, hey, do we have to wear helmets when we're ice skating? And she just sounded so confused, and I was like, what? That's such an easy question. But yeah, it was her personal phone number. So she was like, she was not happy. And then she explained like, Joey, this is my personal phone number. Like, this is not appropriate. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. And then she was like asking me how I got the number. And I was just like, a student gave it to me. I didn't tell her Caleb's name. I was like, no way am I throwing my buddy under the bus like that. But then, yeah, so then we hang up. And then, so it was Miss Wieberdink not Wieberdink, Veenstra was our leader. Yep. And then she like pulled me out in the hallway and was like, yeah, that was her personal number. Like, we're going to have to talk about it and stuff. And I don't know. I just like apologized to someone, but like it never ended up being anything. Like I didn't get in trouble or anything for that. So I still have her phone number. So if anyone wants that, I got that.
That is an underrated moment of winter sports IBU.
Yeah, but you know what's the funny thing though? I still get slightly stressed out every time I call someone just because of that call.
Anyone like If you call me,
not anyone, but someone like I don't know, like or like a business or something, I get slightly stressed out because I remember that moment.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
yeah. But that's all.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, it's a really funny. Yeah, it's a funny story. Just dumb stuff you do in high school, but that's what comes to mind when I think of that IBU.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that was such a fun time. I think that was the best IBU we were in. Definitely in high school. I totally would go back and do it again if we could.
Yeah, well, it was just so clutch to go downhill skiing twice
Yeah, that was
in
super
3
fun.
weeks. Oh my goodness, downhill skiing is just so much fun. But then just like everything we did, and like Mrs. Vinscher was like so cool about stuff. Like,
Yeah,
and then we got to. I wish we would have been able to do like really good fat biking. Like we tried to go to the trails, but there was way too much snow. There was like a foot of snow or something. But we still just messed around in the parking lot and still had a ton of fun.
it was super fun, and we had a really decently sized budget too, so we were able to do like a lot of stuff in 2 weeks.
Because that was the year where they switched up the budget for IBU.
Yeah, so we got a lot bigger of a budget, which was clutch, and it was kind of fun because we got to learn how to manage that money and like spread it among the 2 weeks well, and like where we should put it in each activity. So it was a super good learning experience. We also made a video for our final project, so we didn't have to do any rehearsing, which was super super fun.
Yeah, because then we got more time to actually do events and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've covered both IBUs, right? Mitch talked a little bit about dance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Winter sports was fun. Obviously, superior dance.
True.
Mitch,
I won't deny
agrees.
that.
He admit.
Okay, I have on my list something that we need to talk about our sophomore year that I think we forget about often, and that is Leader Academy.
Oh my goodness.
Were we all in Leader Academy?
I was.
Yeah.
We all were.
We all were.
We all were.
No
Oh, man.
way.
That was a time we all joined for the free Chick-fil-A on the first day.
Yeah, that's the only reason we were in.
That was it.
So this is also on my memes and trends page, and it is written as Chick-fil-A parenthetical statement trademark Leader Academy, and we just all joked around a lot because once we got in it, it was basically this it was like once a week sessions with videos produced by Chick-fil-A trying to promote high school leadership, but we also felt like it was a huge marketing thing for Chick-fil-A, and everything was just Chick-fil-A branded, so we kind of made fun of it for that.
Yeah, and they gave us free Chick-fil-A on the first day, and then we were supposed to all work together in teams we had to do some event at the end of the year. We were planning some carnival thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That never ended up happening.
Yeah, that was the funny thing is because we kind of figured it wouldn't happen when we were planning it.
Which probably didn't help the fact that it didn't happen.
Yeah, because there was some people that were trying to go really hard with planning it. And then there was people like me who was there is a 90% chance that this isn't happening.
I think the only person that was going hard was Caleb,
Yeah.
Josh's brother.
That's because he goes hard at everything.
That's facts.
Not a bad thing.
I mean, I was trying a little bit, but I also wasn't.
Yeah, I was doing stuff. Basically, that was the final project. We actually did a few other things. I remember organizing a coat drive
Oh, that's
for
right.
some organization. There, we split up into groups before that and did a few useful things, but the big final project did not happen. And I remember when it became apparent that it wasn't going to happen at the end of that year, Mr. Scott was like, okay, we'll just do it at the beginning of next school year. And everyone was looking at each other really? You think that's going to happen?
Because there's a summer in between that.
Yeah.
It'd be hard.
Yeah, updated. It didn't happen
Yeah.
ever.
So that was great.
Chick-fil-A Trademark Leader Academy, where Chick-fil-A owner and operators are born and bred.
No, that's Northwestern actually, because there's a lot of Chick-fil-A that happens here too, which I'm
You're
not
right.
complaining about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
The other
Chick-fil-A
day
doesn't exist down
at
here.
the girls' volleyball game, I spun a wheel that Chick-fil-A had there, and I got a free sandwich coupon. And then after the game, if you showed them that you had the Chick-fil-A app, you got another free Chick-fil-A ice cream
It was
card,
milkshake.
card. So I got 2 Chick-fil-A cards in one night. So that was
Wait, how'd you spin the wheel?
at the beginning of the game. They had a wheel on a table, and if you spun it, it had different options. So either a Chick-fil-A card or
see that.
meal
It was
card
next to
or
the
a
concessions area.
It was right next to concessions, and I got on the chicken, which was the best one, obviously.
That is
'Cause
clutch.
Yeah.
So that was nice. I haven't used it yet, so I'll have to take the boys out on a date sometime.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of dates, I think we should talk about the winter dance.
Oh yes.
Would you agree?
And prom. You know, we can just talk about both of them
Yeah.
because this is winter dance.
We talked about
Round two.
the very first winter dance last episode, which was a good time. But sophomore year is a whole different ball game.
How did we evolve to winter dance? Josh, did you dance at sophomore year winter dance? Probably not.
No,
No,
No.
you're still
Absolutely
Captain
not.
Sad.
yeah,
This
I
was
don't.
the year.
I don't think I evolved too much, but
You were working on it. Your
Yeah.
character arc was just beginning.
yeah, I was on the upswing.
Pretty sure this is the year that I learned the default dance.
That was.
Yes.
I spent an hour right before I got picked up to go to the winter dance learning the Fortnite default dance. And it was a great time. I did it to every single song, including slow dance songs.
Wait, how did you slow dance?
Well, I just like
With
did
your
it really quick
girlfriend.
before, and then we would like slow dance.
Okay, and did you get picked up by your girlfriend?
No,
Who picked you up?
I think it was the Van Geests. It was someone in my neighborhood that came up.
Oh,
and
okay.
picked me up
That's
because I think Mrs. Van Geest was one of the chaperones. I think that year maybe.
Yeah. And that year's theme was chalet.
Yep.
Or like, yeah,
Ski chalet.
Because that was the year there was a
Chalet.
fire on the stage.
yeah.
Yep.
And Mitch also
yeah, we
defaulted up on the
upgraded
stage.
decor.
That was a big
Yeah.
upgrade. That was impressive.
That was good.
Well, the stage was a really nice hangout compared to the last year one, because last year was just like on the other side of the gym with the cold chairs and the fireplace that had lights in it. This year it was on the stage and there was like nice warm spotlights on it, and we upgraded to a TV running a YouTube video of a fire instead of just the logs with lights.
The
And I thought
Yuletide
that was a
logs.
really, really nice touch.
Okay. Is this the one where Mr. Van Bockel, Mr. VB, chaperoned?
Is it?
Okay. I think it is. I have a really great story that I don't think any of you guys have heard. So we'll come back to this, but this was the first like event me and Mandy went to. But so I'm chilling in the area like where the current is. So I'm not on the dance floor. And I'm just chilling with Mr. VB. And he comes up and he asked me, "Oh, did you bring a date?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Which one?" And I said, I think I was a little nervous. I said the white one. And the reason I said that is that Mandy was wearing a white dress, and I just misspoke. I wanted to say the one in the white, but I said the white one, and Mr. BB like looked at me and was like, "They're all white,"
I have not heard this.
or something like that, or something like that doesn't narrow it down at all, or something
is
like
funny.
that. That was like the highlight of that day for me.
I have not heard that before. That's hilarious.
It was a good story.
This was also, I think, wasn't it this year that everyone like was asked on the same day? Like there was a bunch of people that were asked
Okay.
to winter dance on the same day.
Yeah.
And this is because I first asked Carolina. It was like the first class after chapel. I had some donuts or something, and then like that same class period, you were debating whether to ask Mandy.
Yeah, but was this the one where Adele asked
Yes.
Eli? Okay, yeah. So we're in a classroom in study hall, and Adele comes in and asks Eli and says, "Yes, by the way, we have a wonderful image of Evan's reaction to that happening." Do you know that photo?
I don't recall this photo. No.
I don't know.
I know
Oh
the
my-
exact photo you're talking about.
Okay,
It's amazing.
Josh, it's just a photo of you just pure profile, and your jaw is just like hanging down all the way. It was so good.
That was the like last thing I would expect. I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah, no, because I don't think anyone saw it coming because like we weren't
No, it
hanging
was
out.
kind of secret up until then because everything Eli did was secret.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were talking and stuff. But so right after that happened, Grace like knew that I was like debating about asking Mandy, and she was like, "You should go ask her." And I remember my just like adrenaline was so high from watching Eli get asked. I was like, sure, why not? So I just turn around and walk right out of the room. I find Mandy is in the student lounge, just like working on something. I think she had like a scissors in her hand or something like that. I just walk around the curve. I don't even get my full body around the turn. I'm just like leaning, sticking my head out. And I was like, hey, Mandy, do you want to go to the winter dance with me? And she said, sure. And then I said, okay, great. And then I walked away.
And everyone just went wild.
Like because like you just came back immediately. We were like, wait, why you come back so quick?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you didn't even get a picture or anything.
Yeah, no, there was no picture. There was no hug. There was nothing.
No need.
But yeah, I think everyone knew that I liked Mandy at that point. So I think everyone was pretty excited about that.
That was funny. Yeah, there was so there was 3 people that got asked that day, and that like within like 20 minutes.
Yep.
So that was pretty funny.
I just remember the third floor was like buzzing because we were both in study halls, and then people were like all riled up. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, because I think when Adele came over and asked Eli, like some of the other junior girls, like Annika and Mandy, like were watching through the doorway or something. So,
oh yeah, I remember that.
that was funny.
All right, let's wrap it up by talking. Well, 2 more things actually. Let's first start with Little Women, which, Mike, you can talk about that.
Yeah, well, before we talk about Little Women, we should talk about the fall. When Joey did a play.
Guys, I don't want to talk about this.
So in the fall,
Joey tried to act like in a theater production.
he indeed
Can you
tried to
believe it?
act.
Guys, you can always trust me because I'm a terrible actor. I can't do it. There's just something about it that hurts every bone in my body. So I am the worst actor, and I was peer pressured into doing.
Okay, yeah, what made you want to do that? Because you were interested a little bit.
Well, because I was naive.
Mandy did it.
No, Mandy didn't.
No, Mandy had
didn't do the
nothing to
plays.
do with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Come on, Evan, calm down over there. It was because you needed guy parts,
Yep.
and right, it was just you and Hans, and you guys were both in my advisory. And then you guys were like, hey, Joey, you should really do this. And for some stupid reason, I decided, how did I do 2 of them? I can't believe I
The
did.
second one was because Mandy was in it.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, she was in it.
But the first one, you were cast as my dad.
Yeah.
So
And
I was your son.
That's a power move.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was some funny moments. Like I had to wear a fat suit, but it was
only the
it
upper
was
half.
just my belly. So like it's so unproportional with the rest of my legs. I know there's some great photos of me in the fat suit.
You also had to do couples
Yeah,
practice because you and Annika weren't like, you would like hold hands, but it was awkward.
Yeah.
So you had to like hold hands for long periods of time.
yeah.
With Jalen and Hans, like they would hold hands, you would hold hands, like to practice, like I don't know, being comfortable with each other.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. So me and
That
Annika
was-
were just super awkward with each other. It was definitely my fault because if we did a play now, we'd be totally chill with it. But I was still just so awkward. And then Jalen and Hans are like, "You're coming with us, and we're doing couples therapy or something like that." I don't think it helped much. Yeah, it was still really awkward. We had to hold hands for like a weird long amount of time. It was just weird. Man, I can't.
You grew a lot between that first play and the play our junior year. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then we had Little Women in the spring. So that was
Whoa. Oh, never mind.
that was my favorite production that we at Avail did. That I was in. I was Lori Lawrence. the
Yeah,
boy-
you would like that play.
the boy next door. Why would I like that play, Joey?
Just to let the audience know, Mike has kissed his girlfriend's sister.
Okay, yeah. So I was Lori, and then if you know the story, Joe and Lori have like a little thing where like Lori likes Joe, but Joe doesn't really like Lori. And then in one scene, I had to have a stage kiss with Joe, who was played by Jalen Schumacher, and I'm now dating her sister, Kylie. This was before me and Kylie were dating. So, but it's still a funny, like, I use it a lot for like 2 truths and a lie. So I'll use that as one of my truths, and people like cannot like comprehend that being one of the truths. So they always guess lies. So, that was interesting. It was super fun though. And this was also right after Joey and Mandy started dating, and Mandy also had to have a stage kiss.
Yeah. You guys want to hear something like really funny, like really like crazy? So my mom was actually in a production of Our Town in high school. So she had to do the same thing where she had to kiss another guy. And my dad, they were dating at this point. So afterwards, my mom came up to my dad and was like, "What did you think of the play?" And my dad, stone cold, was like, "I didn't like it." And my mom felt really bad, but it's just because they had to kiss. So it was really like funny that Mandy had to kiss someone too.
That's really funny.
But it was Sam, so
She had to kiss Sam,
yeah.
and you guys remember, right?
Yes.
Intermission.
Oh no. Yeah, Mitch, explain this. This is the best story.
Can we say this? Can we say this?
Yeah. Oh, for
yeah.
sure we could say this.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can say it. Anyways, so intermission, there is a table where you can buy a rose for some of the actors, and you can also write a note. And so some background context. We have a Discord, and so I'm talking with Sam because he's going through the play and practicing, and he was talking about, like, I'm going to have to kiss Mandy tonight or whatever, and he's like, I'm going to lose my virginity, bros. And so the night of the play that I went, I bought a rose and got a note, and I wrote, "How is your virginity, nerd?" And I sent it back there, and everyone started busting out laughing when they read it. It was so absolutely legendary, and I'm so glad I did that.
That's like in my top 10 most iconic moments of high school list.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
It's so funny.
we should break out that list once we finish senior.
Yeah, senior year we'll have to break out that
We'll
list.
break out that list because that's a solid list.
Yeah.
All right. To wrap this up, we're going to conclude with the question of, if you had to pick an office character to describe sophomore year, who would it be and why? And we're going to start with Joey.
Okay. Actually, I had one. I was going to say Jim, but Jim is the best character on The Office. Mike, do you disagree with me on that?
No, I think that's correct.
Okay, yeah. I think Jim is the best character.
And that was not the best year of high school.
Yeah. So I'll say that for senior year. Shoot. Pass. I'm passing. Come back to me.
Oh my goodness. Let's go to Mitch.
I got one. Stanley.
Why?
Be very careful with how you explain this.
I knew you were gonna go there. I just knew it. Because one, I didn't do much. Shoot, I had 2 points for this, and now I've forgotten the second one. I didn't do much, but it was really funny.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. That's really good.
Evan.
Yeah, I see that. Evan, let's hear it.
I don't even know. I don't really watch The Office, but
I don't either.
I'll
So
just say Michael Scott
classic. Why?
Sure.
because it just kind of describes sophomore year, I guess.
Yeah.
Very,
even
very
know.
helpful. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah.
I got mine actually. I'm gonna go with Phyllis because it was pretty wholesome, but there were definitely some awkward moments and like uncool stuff.
I was
Like
That's
the play.
deep.
I have a similar answer to that. I was gonna say Erin from
Oh, that's a good one.
the redhead from the later seasons, because she's awkward at times, and sometimes sophomore year is kind of awkward, but still she can be funny sometimes, and she has fun. So I'd say that's a pretty good description of sophomore year from my perspective. It was awkward at times, but we had fun.
You know what? You know what's one thing we should talk about that's actually relevant that we could all talk about? We should talk about you leaving, going to Hillcrest.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So, because this was the summer before junior year. And I remember I was at Tuttle Lake, so it was probably like July or something. I remember sitting on the pontoon and getting an email from Evan to the boys, like, "Hey guys, I love you all, but I'm going to Hillcrest." And I remembered like just being like, the only thing I could think of was like, that sucks. Like I was happy for you. I think that's where you wanted to be. So I was like, I would feel bad if he stayed here like for us and stuff when he wanted to go to Hillcrest. But I remember just being like, man, that really sucks.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was a tough decision, I'd say. Like, I wasn't leaving because of you guys at all. Like, you guys were still like, that was probably the reason like why I would want to stay the most. But just like after touring there and stuff, I just felt like that's where I was supposed to be at that time. And yeah, it was definitely a difficult time too, like just like leaving and stuff. But yeah, I'm glad I went to Hillcrest, and I'm glad like we stayed in touch like over like junior and senior year even, and like I'm still part of the boys even though I left for 2 years. It's still fun to just hang out with you guys and stuff. So
Yeah, we got you back here.
oh yeah.
Josh, you got.
Josh was going to say something.
Well, do you have any thoughts? Because
About,
you knew Evan while you and Mitch knew Evan the longest.
Yeah, I guess I did, because you had only known him since 5th grade, and me, Evan, and Mitch are the longtime availers since kindergarten.
We are the OGs.
And Evan, you were kind of like I wasn't friends with Mitch until high school, really, because Mitch, you hung out with more like Jeremiah and Sam Wickland up until
Yeah, and
eighth
we were
grade.
just in different 8th grade classes because that's when we had that big split
Yeah.
of classes.
But
So
I was like friends with Evan since probably. Well, I remember doing stuff with you in kindergarten, but
Yeah.
do you really have like friends in kindergarten?
Yeah, we were in the same class for
Yeah, with Mrs. Vandekamp.
yeah. And then even like those other years too, like I don't even know if we were separated for a year even. I don't know.
We
Trying to
were in
think of a
3rd
year.
grade
Was
because
it
you were
third
with
grade?
Miss Bunema. You were
Oh,
with Miss
were you
Bunema
with
like
Miss Stilly?
4 years in a row.
Oh yeah, I was.
Lucky duck. Guys, podcast episode for every year of elementary school, question mark?
Yeah.
question.
Just kidding. There'll be like 2 memories from each. But yeah, I'd known Evan for a super long time, so it was hard, but like I think we all saw it coming a bit, because that was just kind of, we didn't see it coming as much because Evan was the first in his family to have to make that decision. But it's kind of a historical thing, and also really good school. Like, I'm not going to say anything bad because Hillcrest was great, and I think it was great for Evan. And we missed him a bunch, but I would say that also had like kind of a impact on our class dynamics, and probably Mike entering the squad a little bit. So
Yeah, which we'll talk about more in junior year next episode.
next time on the pod, you will hear
Next
about
time
Mike.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. But yeah. So you won't hear Evan in the next 2 episodes. He'll be a guest, I'm sure, in other future episodes, but he was not in high school with us junior and senior year. But anything else you guys want to add, or shall we wrap it up?
Nope.
I
Maybe we
say
should
we
call it a present and wrap it up.
wrap it up like a hot tortilla.
Wrap it up like a birthday present for Joey, because his birthday was 8 days ago, right?
Yeah. I
Let's
think it
go.
was. Hey, found out my birthday is the most common birthday in the year. 9/9.
Fun fact.
Yep, just learned it like 2 weeks ago.
Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
That was also just a spoiler of when we're recording this, but guys, we're trying to produce some early before we start releasing, so that we can miss weeks and still upload them consistently. But these aren't really time constraints, so it's not a big problem. Well, I think that's about it from us. Thanks for listening and hearing about our sophomore year, and we will see you here next time to discuss our junior year at Vale Academy.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
So yeah.
Peace out, gangsters.